February 5th, 2023. The final day of competition for the $1 million prize pool at the Split 1 ALGS playoffs. More than 500,000 viewers are currently watching game number 9 as the ring closes on the hillside northeast of Thunderwatch. This side of the map almost always favors the most northerly teams, as pushing up these slopes with only a few boulders for cover is a task that few would hope to successfully undertake. These endgames, often dubbed lightning rod zones after the point of interest found in the top right corner of Storm Point, are usually decided minutes before the final ring closes. It's unlikely that a team can run their way from Thunderwatch to the high ground in a silver lobby, let alone the ALGS finals. Fortunately, for the teams remaining here, moving on foot is not their only option. Who are the teams devising their exits from Thunderwatch? Well, if you're one of the trillions of people who watched my first video, you'll remember one of the two teams currently in combat on the roof, Xset and Dreamfire. Dreamfire seems to be winning the opening moments of the 3v3, until another, much more recognizable team joins the fray.
The gravitational lift, you can see it from horizon. TSM have been waiting to pounce, and now they want to try and clean that. TSM had their ears to the wall. More importantly, they had reps on the heartbeat sensor. They were waiting for that ball send it to take the top of this building. But in 3 seconds, everyone's got to go.
Neither Xset or Dreamfire find themselves fully eliminated after the dust settles on the west side of the Thunderwatch roof. But they may as well be. Each team escapes with a single member, now both playing for placement points, hoping that an unprecedented Game 10 may come to be. For now, TSM needs to find their way to the opposite end of this long building, the edge of which remains within safety of the closing ring behind them. Another team, Ganbare Otu-san, has already wrested control of the rooftop, overlooking the rest of the battlefield. Little do they know, their position is simply the next stop on TSM's warpath throughout Game 9.
TSM, they want to try and take the height, they want to try and force Lonic away, they want to claim the building as their own, they're going to take so much damage though, but here comes Hal! Hal takes down Ganbare Otu-san!
Directly beneath the battle for the temporary high ground, chaos has erupted. The close quarters fighting, both within and underneath Thunderwatch, makes the rooftop duel seem quite tame. Teams are dropping left and right as TSM prepares for a highly contested rotation away from the final named landmark left. As I mentioned previously, there's no safe passage on the ground to a properly defensible position. This is of little concern to Verhulst, who has no intention of walking to TSM's final stronghold. It's finally time that I explain the namesake of this video and the legend that defined this entire tournament. Outside of a couple of teams, every squad the tournament observers pan the camera towards will have a Valkyrie in their ranks. Valk is undoubtedly the most common, most critical legend in this tournament. Her passive is a jetpack that allows her to hover and fly for a short time, while her Q sends a carpet of rockets at a target location, dealing light damage and stunning for a short duration. Definitely above average when compared to the tactical and passive abilities of the rest of the Apex Legends roster, but her power largely resides in her ultimate. This ability allows the Valk and her teammates to take to the skies, essentially dropping from the airship at the beginning of the game, once again. As you can probably guess, this ability makes moving around the map much easier and quicker, and long-range mobility only gains further importance on the game's largest map. The ALGS has only seen this level of supremacy from a single legend once before, and if anything was to be learned from last year's tournaments, it's that Valk's authority over competitive Apex could not last forever. Few legends have seen a fall from grace like Valkyrie has. The incineration of her popularity over a few short months can only be compared to the disappearance of Gibraltar in the ALGS. From a pick rate of over 94% in the first split finals to under 18% 5 months later, Valk has gone from defining the meta to barely being a part of it. She's received multiple individual nerfs since the end of Split 1 in February 2023, but these pale in comparison to the addition of the evac tower. Her ult, once the most important ability in the game, has become equivalent to an item with the same spawn rate as heat shields. As tournaments come and go, and new champions are crowned, it seems almost certain that Valk will never again be a critical piece to any winning team composition. In Season 17, you might have seen plenty of Valkyries in your solo queue games, but you and I both know why that is.
I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room with rats. Crazy?
Tangent / minor psychotic episode aside, this tournament is not yet over. The sun may be setting on Valk's dominion over the competitive meta, but she'll not relinquish that throne before one final, game-changing ultimate.
Just trying to influence all of these fights, and once again in that kill feed, you have Ascend players going down. Now, the Valkyrie ultimate, the Skyward Dive, has been a flip of the coin sometimes for TSM. On match point, on the biggest
It
stage of the
may not look like it, but the tournament has been nearly secured by TSM as they land safely behind this rock. Maybe that sounds preemptive for me to claim with 8 teams remaining, but this is where I must revisit the critical nature of maintaining height in any game, especially those that end with sparse cover to play around. TSM is well aware of this fact too, as they immediately turn to clear the only area where another team could contest them on even footing. Fortunately for them, they found the fragments of Alliance and Luminosity Gaming, who are in the thick of brawling with each other for what they assume to be the golden position for the end of Game 9. Both teams would be forced to watch as TSM aims to prove their hypothesis correct. In this moment, there are 3 full teams remaining other than TSM, and 3 rats filling out the top 7. Fnatic, SSG, and Ascend are the only possible threats to the inevitability of TSM's victory lap around London. Within the next minute of gameplay, only one of those threats will remain. As the next circle carves the available space to a third of what it was just moments prior, 7 teams have turned to just 2.
Reps goes in, should be able to get the shield swap as well. 3 squads remaining, one of them is Ascend, one Fnatic.
It sounds odd to hear this much cheering before the game has ended, but looking at Ascend's point of view, it becomes crystal clear why London is already on their feet. Both teams are on match point. As Kashera finds a stealthy play to enter near melee range of TSM, 540,000 spectators around the globe know that this tournament will end here.
Kashera for Europe gets the shots in, but no shield break as now the fight goes down. So important that you get the damage here, and it's done! TSM up in the skies, house goes down from the heavens! London belongs to TSM!
There's one more unbelievable component of the story I've yet to touch on. After years of competing on mouse and keyboard, Al's first LAN tournament on a controller concludes with the best result any ALGS player could hope for. Whether this proves anything in the realm of imbalance between the 2 inputs is not an argument I can make in good faith. Watching me attempt to play any game on a controller is pathetic, to say the least. Knowing how difficult mastering a controller is, you'll never hear me complain about aim assist.
What? Thirsty house.
This side over here is already good.
There's death boxes.
Get a care pack weapon off drop, I guess. Oh my god, this guy's cool. Come stand on my box. Come on. Stand still. Yeah, there we go.
Do it here.
I have this syringe.
Oh my god, I hate this
Freaking.
game.
What? How are you alive? You have a purple.
It's here again. It's the guys. Let's go.
Another squad down.
It's the guys.
You deserve this.
This is the L-Star moment right here.
It was not. It's the Prowler moment. Oh, what do you expect? For me to know how to play this game? After 1,200 hours? I think not.
Mod bullets